Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome back once again to the Tournament of Legends 2 European Qualifiers #1. My name is Blue, I'm joined today by Jebro, and we're here now at our first qualifying match of the day between 55 HP Monks and Pizza with Nutella.
This is going to be one of the first properly, well, I'm hoping quite close, maybe not close, don't know how it's going to go actually, to be honest, because I'm not sure we've really seen these guys face off too much, but it's going to be a very interesting game, especially as we don't go into this map too much as it is, and guys knowing each other very well. There's a lot of friends between these two teams, a lot of ex-teammates, new teammates as well, that really do know the actual workings of and theory crafting of the other team, so it's going to be good to see.
And indeed, as we go into the game cameras now, you can see that the map rotation has changed as we're now in the qualifying rounds. The winners of this game have once again qualified for the grand finals, which will be taking place for European players on August 24th. And as such, and as a reminder too, because there has been people talking about this in chat, there is no final match today, because it's only a qualifier. So there's no like first and second place final, because first and second place get the same prizes. So no qualifier today, or no final today, guys. We only have the third and fourth place match that'll be taking place. So these, for all intents and purposes, these next two matches are going to be the finals. So it's 55 HP Monks and Pizza with Nutella. The winner goes on to the grand finals later in August, and the loser will get to play a little bit later on today for third and or fourth place. But before we begin, once again, we did already see Pizza with Nutella play a little bit earlier, so let's take a look at the red team's builds real quick. Jebro, you want to take a look at those?
Let's do that indeed. So 55 HP Monks, starting with Carsabe, which is the name we would definitely be calling him nowadays. Hammer with the longbow, so Hammer Longbow Warrior. Rune of Holbreck, going with the Soldier's Amulet. A 00626, fairly typical Hambo build for him. Going over to Tommy Tom. We'll say Tom.
It's Tom.
Otherwise I will go into song randomly, which is never a good thing. He's at the moment in staff with the Doom Sigil and also the Sigil of Battle with the Rune of Strength and also Celestial Amulet. Going for a 00266 Tread. Oh wow, we're going for Tread. He's going to probably go into Dagger because he's got the renewing stamina rather than the more damage with the staff. Going over to Misha, who will be running a fairly standard Shattered build, going for 44006 in the traits, going to the traits instead of the weapons first. Also going with the Great Sword, the Staff, and also the Rune of Strength with the Berserker's Amulet, going over to Shad. I'm looking forward to seeing Shad play after ESL as well. I mean, blinding Jesus.
Dagger Pistol too. Dagger Pistol, a good change up from the usual SD Thief that we usually do see play. Dagger Pistol, for those who kind of don't know the difference in Thief builds, Dagger Pistol has a lot more direct burst, but is kind of, has a little bit of higher of a skill cap in my personal opinion. Some may disagree with that, but I personally think the Dagger Pistol we could see a lot more skilled play coming out of that. So, and with Shad again being one of the top thieves in the game, we definitely could expect that from him.
It's good to watch as well, man. Exactly, because you've got to be so careful and pick your moments, and he's got the the mindset to really pull off this build. And he's running with 26006, as we said, with the Rune of the Scholar and also the Berserker's Amulet. Going over to finally Mr. Malo. Oh, look at these guys over here. He's going to be rolling with the Staff, fairly regular support bunker build from the Guardian, really, with the Mace, the Focus, also the Rune of the Soldier, Cleric's Amulet, and the trait spread of 01661, going for the Auto Securing Hero of Voice Grandmasters. Fairly standard build. And
Indeed.
Is still here. He is here because otherwise the stream's not happening, so it's fine. But I mean, we don't really see ever in tournaments this map hardly at all, other than like Tournament of Legends. So this is actually going to be really exciting for other people to watch, and even just to it's going to be completely different for these teams experience-wise, how they're going to split. I mean, I'm not you can kind of predict how it's going to go, but it's going to be interesting to just see how it's going to happen actually as the game does develop. So I'm wondering as well how this is, because they're all friends as well, if they're going to go easy on each other. I don't think they will.
Nah. This means a spot in the finals. If you lose this, you're not going to the finals. You don't get that chance at a legendary. So
it must be horrible as well to be friends and to go against each other in this kind of, a kind of game, especially in the qualifiers as well, because it's not even the finals. So it's going to be quite tough. I think there's a lot of respect between these two teams as well, which is really, really nice to see as well. It's good stuff, good stuff.
Alright, so once again, guys, as a reminder, the map rotation too, because we're on the next round now. We're going to start off on Temple of the Silent Storm. Second map is going to be over on the Forest of Niflhel, and then our third game will be on the Battle of Kylo if we do need that. So, Jebro, like, overall here, what do you think we're going to see? Do you think we'll see a 2-0 from Monks? Do you think we'll see Pizza with Nutella hold their own? Will we see a 2-1? What do you think we're going to see, man?
I do think, yeah, you go first.
I think it's going to be 2-0 Monks. That's my bet. I think it's 2-0 Monks. I think that they've come back, they've evolved their strategy from the last 2-0. I think even though, again, they do have Naya, Naya may know a lot of their strategies, I do think that, I still think that Monks will end up coming out on top here pretty dominantly. What about you?
I would agree with you, to be honest. I mean, the only thing that is going to be, you know, it's not a hindrance really, but with that knowledge from Ken and also Naya, that they might be able to counter them somewhere. They might know what they're doing here and there, but we're just going to have to see. We're actually going to start the game right now, so I don't really have to speculate too much, thank God.
Alright guys, well here we go once again. It's game 1 of 55 HP Monks versus Pizza with Nutella for the qualifying round. Our first one of the European ToL qualifiers. Here we go, guys. Opening up the map to check out the splits over here. It does look like red team, specifically Milo, is looking for a cross from the blue team. And look, they have successfully scouted that out. Blue team coming in. Once again, Milo and Shad are going to be ready to engage this. Oh my goodness! What? Oh my goodness! That knockback! Incredible knockback there coming out from Misha. Completely denying the opener is now going to funnel them all directly in the middle. Incredible there. Excellently played by Misha.
But they were stealth.
Misha
well, so
with the timing.
Oh, epic.
Incredible.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness, incredible. That's completely throwing the blue team off too, because now things are going to get messy. Alright, but we do have a big mid fight going on here. Ken being the main focus over here towards mid. CC'd pretty well here too with the line of warding and tripping him up for quite a few seconds. And a time warp does come in here from Misha once again as they try to knock this chicken into the downstate. They will take him down. Do have a res coming in from Zeraldo, but once again Milo with the stability stomp will knock him right out and eliminate another member here from the mid fight for the blue team.
Yeah, and in this situation at the moment, I'm just having a look where Misha is. He's on the midpoint, then it's, you know, stuff starts to happen when time warp comes out usually, seeing that team wipe the other day as well, which is quite nice. But, you know, I mean, when they funneled them down into below in the midpoint over there, I'm not even sure that they were 100% sure they'd actually knocked them down, so it's kind of a surprise. The blue team still have only really the one cap, and Carson's actually had to go back towards the temple to try and recap that point at the moment. Is actually not doing too well against Atrasti, sorry. Might actually go down, I think. I'm not too sure. It depends if Carsave can get off the hammer stuns. I'm not too sure how that's going to go. It's still kind of even.
Now again, this matchup over here is heavily it's just in general in terms of the on-point game here heavily favors Carsave, but in the long game here it really depends on how lucky Carsave gets and how many mistakes Atrastia makes, because again SD has so many dodges, has so many ways to avoid hammer swings that it's just going to be such a huge pain for Carsave to fight. Thankfully, however, as you saw there at the end, we did see Atrastia getting a little bit too close to the hammer combos, and as such Carsave was able to knock him out. And because of the fact that Carsave has the advantage on point to begin with, Carsave already has the cap, so we're just going to leave Atrastia there to bleed out.
Really nice fight there, actually. Really nice 1v1. Carsave did a really, really good job there. Currently a mid, I think blue having some big problems if we're looking at their HP pools at the moment. Mr. Demon Lord going down. Ken's really, really low, risking going for that res. He's going to probably die if he does, which means he can't go for it. He needs to keep the point contested so that people can come back. But also Naya as well. They're splitting up as well as they come out the point, which isn't good for Zeraldo, because he kind of needs to almost pick a person to try and support on that mid cap. But Zeraldo's okay for the moment, but Ken's probably going to go down as Shad comes onto him, tries to get some burst off, but Ken's actually going to use that heal, and he'll actually do a really good job.
blocking left and right here, as you can see, keeping himself up. Thankfully, once again, too, you can see has regenerated quite a bit of his health pool, and he'll have his turret ready in about 10 seconds. With only Milo following him, he's going to be all right, but again, as he's running into this point, Atrasti's already capped it. Milo knows about this. Milo's more focused on the buff, as you can see here. Ken does go for the pull, but again, considering that Milo was not distracted, otherwise it wasn't too surprising that we saw Milo dodging out of the way of that. But again, the buff now spawning. This becomes the focus of our game here, as blue team is going to need that buff, along with at least 1 point here to come back.
Yeah, it was a nice idea from Ken, but unfortunately, yeah, Melo's not, you know, he's quite an experienced player that he's going to dodge that. So it's 2 versus 1. I'm currently watching over on the altar point at the moment. Karsev undoubtedly will get some kind of backup. He has indeed from Misha. So Ken's doing a good job at the moment at kind of going up to the top level to try and get some grenades on that spot. And there is a portal that's been activated. Not sure I saw anyone come through that, to be honest. I think it's just there for...
I think it goes up and down. I don't think it really goes anywhere. I think they just went up on top of the point with it.
Yeah, that's it. Ken's quite low on HP. Actually, oh, Misha just went down some conditions there.
Tom's got a really good spot to res, though. Tom's got a really excellent spot to try and res. He can get him from the ledge corner here, but again, you've also had that grenade cleave coming in from Thishkin there. Thankfully, though, Tom was able to get enough of the res up on Misha to the point where, like, even the grenade cleave wouldn't have mattered at that point. But still, again, that grenade is going to be a little bit of an annoyance here for Tom to deal with over the next few seconds. And the Connies in general here that are coming in now, you can see really taking a toll on Misha. Takes her down. Zerelda does come in for a stomp. Got Deception here, but with the Deception being popped, now we do have to see someone from the red team go for a res here, but unfortunately, again, just so much on-point AoE, I just don't think they're going to be able to get Misha back up, and even so, yep, Zereldo does connect the stomp, so once again, our blue teamer will take the advantage back over here at their home node.
And with Karsev there now as well, though, I think it's actually could be okay because they're actually both quite tanky. Although Tommy is currently immobilized, and the conditions that were coming in on him as well was really made it tough for him. That was a nice combo coming out from from quite a lot of the blue team actually. Demon Lord and Ken doing a good job, and then Zeraldo supporting and going for that down, trying to finish Tommy off. Probably just better to try and cleave him off point, leave him out of the fight for as long as possible. Now, Blue are getting the decaps around the map, and actually 55 are going down all over the shop. Karsev down, Tommy down, Shad down. Mr. Melo is on half HP and is really being backed onto a corner. He's in no situation to really move at all at the moment. He's probably going to go down fairly shortly. He does have some cooldowns left at the moment, but still not capped by either team. The nice knockback there coming out as Mr. Melo is put down stairs. I think Naya might be able to get this. He's going to get the stillness at the moment. This is good. This is going to be able to help them come back. He did just manage to get it just as Karsev was coming in with a longbow there.
Atrocity over here too at the moment, trying to delay as much as possible at Temple, but unfortunately will not be long with both Shad and Misha on him. He'll get knocked out rather quickly. Back in mid, we've also have another skirmish getting started here. Milo coming into play. Thishkin here from the blue team, and we've also got Zereldo already on point, and Tom from Monks here does get a nice pull off there through Magnet, so a couple Connie's going to force Tom to pop his cleanses over there in water attunement. Well, once again, with that said, he's still at an alright health pool, and now should be good, along with Misha to start to put some pressure onto Ken and hopefully knock him out, as Ken definitely has been one of the issues here for Ellie in the team fights. I've noticed at the end that the Connie barrage is coming in from him have absolutely melted members of Monks time and time again, specifically Shad as well as Misha. I've had serious trouble dealing with the Connies coming out from him, so getting him out is definitely going to be a prime focus now for the Monks when they go into team fights.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is also because I think Ken's trying to, I mean, they've avoided, they're going to miss that stillness again. And we didn't, the Tranquility Pop is actually up as well, which I've completely forgotten, actually, but that's being tanked at the moment. I do believe that Shad did just pick up the stillness as well, so Blue need to be kind of aware of that. I do think they forgot maybe about the stillness on the top as well, so they're focusing maybe on Tranquility. Tommy is now currently training down Ken from behind. He's going to have a bit of trouble. He's going to go down on a really, really awkward place for his team, and he's just going to be probably bled out there. Just some AoE damage coming in from Tommy just as he goes back into the altar. Just having a look overall at the altar at the moment, really is in control of red team at the moment. The only person there is the Thief from the blue team as well. Oh no, Zeraldo is here as well. Did just miss him, but just having some problems around the map. They do have the 2-cap, although Stillness is bringing the 2-cap almost in terms of points for the red team.
And indeed, we're looking at Atrocity here at the moment, trying to get himself out of the fight happening at Altar here, but it runs into Tom on the way out. And again, you've got Shocking Order going on to him. He does have a teammate close by, but these Connies going at him at the moment will force Atrocity to kind of spam Infiltrator Strike to get rid of those. Thankfully, just survives that, so he'll be alive. Down bottom, nothing really happening here at the moment. Karsev and Naya are just kind of going to whack away each other, and it's kind of a good thing for both squads here at the moment that no one else has committed to this, as these guys can kind of just sit down here, keep a team fight going, but you've obviously got the subtractions from the other mid-fights, or from the other big fights that are happening here. Karsev again on Hambo won't be able to bring that CC and AoE pressure that is usually on there, and again will be especially good against some of the members of the blue team that may be causing trouble for 55 HP Monks on the other nodes, such as Atrastia and Thishkin up there. But at the same time, with them missing Naya, they are going to be missing a decent amount of support, as well as a res utility, because they won't have the Spirit of Nature available up top.
That's it. It's really, really true, and it's really changing the fight up top as well, because you can see Blue considerably coming back now. They're 300 points just hit, 368. 9 now are getting the kills to 375. Obviously, Atrocity just went down over towards near the midpoint, wasn't able to escape. It does look like Ken is indeed the next target over on the midpoint as well. They're going down. Still a lot of cleave damage on the point, and some shatters coming out from Misha as well. So they're having some problems. Mr. Demon Lord going down as well. So a lot of points coming back into 55, and there needs to be some kind of thought as to whether or not they should go for Tranquility to try and bring this up, because we are getting towards another buff spawns fairly soon. They need to maybe try and think about Tranquility to try and get a shock result here.
Ken was actually, or Carsey rather, was actually looking a little bit worn out downstairs here, so they actually did bring Shad down, but look at how quickly they're going to end the fight. Thankfully, Nai did have the Spirit up, and it looks like that Shad did not have an interrupt ready to go there, so they weren't able to stop the Spirit from getting Naya back up. And Naya, too, look at that. Excellent job with the recovery when he got himself back up. Chained that into a fear from his wolf and was able to recover there with usage of the water field that he put down there, so really well done. Take a look at that. He's pretty much back up to full health now because of that, and Carsey still not looking too hot. Thankfully, though, does have the healing thing supporting him, but with the excellent amount of poison that Naya is going to have in general here, it will be a bit of trouble for Carsey to deal with in the long game.
That's it indeed, and with the stillness buff as well, if Blue can pull off the stillness and the trank buffs, it's going to be tough for them to do. They could really come back into this quite quickly. I mean, they're only like 80 or so points away. This game is a lot closer than I thought it would actually be. Like we said, and actually, Atrocity almost
very look up. Take a look downstairs. The Carsey so close to getting back up. We saw Shad almost getting him up like 2 or 3 times right now, but the corpse cleave just a little bit too much for them to handle. Nice Fear does connect on the Shad, fears him away, and they've got big corpse cleave, but Carsey is going to take the risk. He's going to go up here with vengeance now. Shad needs to get away from this fight, and Carsey is going to be the distraction to give him that. But again, they need to get him back into play here, because Milo now will be transferring down here as well. Blue team, in all honesty, could just out-rotate the map right now and win, because they've got a bunker guard down here, which means they can pretty much win any mid-fight, so long as they either A, have superior numbers, or B, just have an even engagement, because that bunker guard is not available now, because they're all focused down here on getting that, which, in all honesty, I don't know why Monks is so focused down here at the moment. They don't need to be here. They only need to hold a singular cap, or even just keep pressure on a second cap. They don't need this buff right now. They're only keeping it down to stop their opponents from getting it, but I don't know. I feel like their focus could be thrown elsewhere, so we're going to have to see how this turns out for them.
You are so correct in what you just said, but the problem is Blue team are feeding them at the moment. They lost Altar, they lost mid as well. Misha's just running between the caps, decapping, recapping. Then he's going to go back over towards the Altar, perhaps. It's he's doing a good enough job, which is actually keeping them just ahead. Now Blue haven't got any caps on the map. Red have. They need to decide what they're going to do. They've only have 40 points left, which is not a many at all. Do they just go for the Tranquility? Do they just bang straight onto stillness? They can't do that, because even these caps have got the 2 cap now. It really feels like it's over for them.
Good recovery by Monks. Like I said, I think they were focusing a little bit too much on bottom there for a bit, but even without that, it looks like they were able to win a couple side node engagements over here. Back over here towards the blue team zone node, it looks like Shad is doing a nice job versus Atrocity at the moment. Again, with him playing DP versus SD, you can see there Atrocity trying his best to spam 3 to get out of the way, but again, Shad having just that little bit extra direct damage did manage to be enough to take out Atrocity there, so he's going to claim this point, and with that kill coming in, that's going to guarantee the win here for Monks. So again, Monks doing an excellent job there, starting off Misha with that clutch play on the knockback, perfectly timing that knockback to completely throw up blue team's opener. Had some excellent mid fights. Blue team did get very close to coming back, as we can see here from the scores, but in the end of things, Monks completely denying the opener, and then from then on out just dominating a bunch of side point fights. We're able to take round 1, which means now they're only 1 game away from qualifying for the Tournament of Legends 2 Grand Finals.
Red team wins a
good job from both teams there. It was definitely not a stomp at all. Completely different from the last couple of rounds, and we did actually say that it was going to be different. Now, Forest is being the second game as well. This is going to be quite interesting. This doesn't happen very often. So this would be the first game in a normal map rotation in the ESL matches. So it's going to be quite a nice one to see. Now, 55 are very strong in this map, but also Pizza with Nutella are as well, so it's going to be good. I mean, how do you think we could, what can Blue change to just get to do better?
To do better?
Is basically the question. But, I think they're actually doing a really good job, and I just think, 55 have got that experience together that is just invaluable.
I think a lot of it came, I think, to be completely honest, a lot of that first game there, I think, did come down to the denial at middle and kind of a recovery from that. Like, Monks just was a mobile machine. The second they took that advantage there at the start, they just completely abused that, just crushed their opponents into a corner that whole time. So that obviously won't be happening most likely this time around. So they will hopefully get a better job with their opener going this time around. But in general, I think it all comes down to the fighting. We saw very good fighting by Pizza with Nutella. To go back into the game cameras here for a second, they definitely have advantages in this comp. I think they just need to abuse them a little more and make sure that they're rotating the proper people to the proper points. Because if they end up fighting the wrong places, it's really just going to again end up being a very quick game in favor of Monks, in favor of the Monks. But I do think that Pizza with Nutella can do it. It's just really about getting the right people to the right places. Ken, to be completely honest, I think is the biggest advantage this blue team has. If they can put him wherever they have Shad as well as Misha and keep him alive long enough for him to get Condi Cleave off, game's over. The Shad and Misha are going to die every single time there.
He's doing well at comboing the grenades and the bombs up. He's doing this, like you said, he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. I really liked how Naya was playing down as well on the Tranquility buff. Really such a good job versus Kasib, and also Shad coming in there. Just really nice play from Naya down on the bottom. And there's some really awesome potential coming out from this team. I'm excited to see it. In a couple of months, like, how awesome these guys are really going to be. And at the moment, you know, they're giving 55 a good run for their money as well. Indeed they are.
So once again, guys, we are on the forest of Niflhel there, or here rather. My grammar is not the best today.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
So once again, for those who don't remember what this map is or are newer to Guild Wars 2 and are kind of curious as to what this map's specialness is, it does have a 3-point capture. It is a 3-point capture map, as with all Guild Wars 2 maps, but the secondary objective, once again, is going to be the bosses that spawn on either side of the map. Each team does have one spawning right here. Over here is going to be Swanir for the red team, spawning right across the way from their spawn, and then blue team will have the Chieftain spawning right over here from their spawn as well. Kill that boss. It's going to net you 25 of the total 500 points you need to win, as well as giving you a buff, I believe, for 2 minutes that'll buff all your statistics by 50 points, and that buff as well, I think, will last for 2 minutes, yeah. So
it's strong.
Very strong.
As well, it can be really strong.
50 points is kind of like, it's a little bit of a boost. It's nothing crazy. Like, you wouldn't go for the boss just to get the buff, like, or anything like that. I mean, if we're talking like 150, 200 points, then it would be something to talk about, but 50 points is kind of like, maybe like a 7 to 8% boost to your stats or something like that, which is good, but, you know, nothing too crazy.
Depends how, if a team fight is quite even as well, you know, it can get to that point where those stats actually make like a bit of a difference. But yeah, like you said, it's more for the points. And we saw a really impressive game from Pizza with Nutella versus High Impact. High Impact actually came back through a boss kill and a kill just to take the lead by 3 points and win the end of the game. So something Pizza with Nutella probably need to keep in the back of their heads, that don't make that kind of error again, and maybe 55 HP Monks will kind of make that call if it comes to it, that some boss kills might actually be quite useful.
Alright, well, once again here, let's actually check out Pizza with Nutella's builds one more time while we're just waiting. I think they're sorting out some TS issues here at the moment. They're saying DesoSpeak is broken, so to the person who is DDoSing DesoSpeak at the moment, if you could kindly stop, that would be appreciated. But once again here, checking things out really quickly with the builds. Once again, we have the Celestial Hambo here that Demon Lord is playing with Celestial Strength, Hammer Longbow, obviously, and the traits being 00626. As with all Hambos, a lot of on-point pressure through stuns that come out through the hammer, but a lot of DPS, too, that comes out mainly through 1 or 2 abilities. Combustive Shot's very good. You've got Pin Down, which is an amazing CC if you're able to land it there. Once again, 3 seconds of Immobilize is a very, very long time in combat in this game, and Arcing Arrow, too, can do quite a bit of damage if it does crit. Moving on from that, you've got a Trastia playing his Sword Dagger Thief, the kind of utilitarian of Thief builds here at the moment with 20066. Not much damage, but the Strength Runes do buff it up when it does get into fights. And SD, again, for those that aren't really aware of how Thief builds work, SD, very dodgy, like not as much damage like we saw from Shad last game, because Shad's, again, Dagger Pistol just going straight at your opponent and dodging them, whereas SD is more about kind of working around them, trying to find their weaknesses and poking at that slowly while being while having a lot of evades at the same time and keeping yourself up into the game. So it's a much safer Thief build, and like I said, DP is a little bit harder to play, but this one is a little bit safer and does, generally speaking, probably will yield better results for the most part. Naya playing the Spear Ranger. Spear Ranger howling out of the meta recently. Very few Spear Rangers actually left actively playing, Naya being one of the few that actually still run it. He's going to be running with Sword. Will switch to Offhand Axe when the game begins, but is running Warhorn for the pre-game swiftness, obviously. Hydromancy and Geomancy on both of the weapon sets, along with a Karen Amulet, which does give him a little bit of extra boost to his health pool here, so 24k health, quite a bit. unit, along with the 1.2k toughness he has, does make him quite a tanky target to take down. So can actually act as kind of a secondary bunker in 1v1s and 1v2s if they do have to move his Guardian off to other fights. And then Runes of the Pirate will bring the tropical bird, the real MVP, I think there was an image that spread around there, into the game here as well. And then the traits are pretty standard for this type of build. 2-0-6-6-0. Runs with that Spirit of Nature as well, which is obviously a very, very good res utility, as well as in-combat utility for his teammates due to the passive regeneration that it throws out to everyone around it. Ken, again, like I was talking about, this is, in my opinion, the biggest advantage blue team has because of the Condi, and because of how little blue team seems to have, or red team seems to have the ability to handle it here. Runs with a fairly standard Condi NG spec. It is a little bit more defensive than we were used to seeing in the last patch. This kind of has become the mainstay ever since the last balance patch. Runs with 6-0-0-6-2, taking invigorating speed as well as backpack regenerator and protection injection, obviously, over here in the alchemy tree. And then the equipment being pistol with shield, with rabbit amulet and runes of Balthazar. And then last but not least, you've got the quintessential bunker guardian here. Every team has one of these for the most part. Runs with a Cleric's amulet, runes of the soldier to boost the potency of the 3 shouts here and give them a little bit more Condi cleanse, staff as well as mace and offhand focus, with the traits being 0-1-6-6-1. Altruistic healing build means it's a little bit more selfish than, say, a virtues build or something like that, but still is very effective. And if he's in a big team fight with a lot of allies around him, and especially if he's working with Naya too, things like Empower are going to give him so much health back. It's almost going to be a full heal at that point, so it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's actually doing quite well as well. Zeraldo is getting in the right spots, is in the right... They're all... The matchups they're picking blue are slightly off compared to red. They're rotating a lot, they are rotating better, which is really getting the win. I mean, especially on Temple, the combination of the rotations and the buffs and knowing the timing of those really was in the favour of 55 HP monks. So this map is really just a solid rotation game, picking off bosses here and there, but I don't think they're really going to go for that too much in this game.
Alright, so once again here, we are just waiting for blue team. Like I said, there was some TS issues, so they're switching their TeamSpeak at the moment. Obviously, again, we're not going to force them to start without comms or anything, which will put them at a pretty big disadvantage. We actually have given them a new TS, so we're just waiting for them to join up and get themselves ready to go. So as soon as they're ready and set to go, we will get started, guys, with our second game. And once again, as a reminder, this is a best-of-3 set, so if Monks takes this one, they've got it. They've got the qualifier. They're moving on. But if Pizza with Nutella rounds his background, we're going to go to our third game over on the Battle of Kylo.
Which, Battle of Kylo would be nice to see as well, so we don't see that too often.
Nah. It's usually stuffed in the back of all the sets, so we don't get to see it too much.
Yeah. It's going to be nice. I do think that Pizza with Nutella could come back, and if anyone does know or does eat pizza with Nutella on a fairly regular basis, stick it in the chat, because I still need to try it, and I've been sent pictures and stuff on Twitter. Tweet at me pictures of pizza with Nutella, because I want to see different versions, because I saw a version with bacon and chocolate and I was just freaked out, really. I was really, really scared. That's just a heart attack waiting to happen. You literally just be halfway through it and just be like, oh. So that's not really a description of this team, of course, because we're talking about food. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome game, and I'm looking forward to the next set as well with I Love Lunch versus High Impact. Very, very even kind of quality of teams as well. It's going to be interesting to see that set, but we seem to be ready.
Alright guys, so here we go. Once again, it's round 2 now of 55 HP Monks versus Pizza with Nutella. Monks has the advantage, and it is set point, so if Monks takes this, they're qualifying for the grand finals, but we're going to find out if they'll be able to take it, or if Pizza with Nutella can wrap things back around in just a second here with the gates opening up. Here we go, guys. And Karseb with a very interesting particle effect bug there in stealth.
Yeah, that was weird. Nice little split coming out at the moment, actually, for HP Monks. Being quiet, I was just having a look over on the Mind Point at the moment. Misha actually going for the Mind Point over there. Ken coming in straight away, also with Mr. Demon Lord as well. So nice combo, actually. Kind of missing the fact that Shad is actually just free casting kind of on the top. Tommy coming in as well. So it's a 3-on-2 currently over on the Mind Point at the moment. Quite tanky. Ken needs to be careful that Shad's not going to just burst him down at different points of the map. Blue having 1 cap at the moment, so coming into this game with the on the offensive at the moment. Zeraldo really against Carsable mid needs to try and rotate out of there with someone else, but isn't going to be able to. And I really feel like with where Mr. Melo is at the moment over on mine, they really do have the advantage in this team fight.
Now, blue team took a pretty big risk in this opener here at the moment by splitting for all 3 nodes and bringing their numbers down to a pretty low kind of just in general overall split here. This is going to obviously give them a very slight advantage at the start of the game, but in the end of things, if they do end up losing the Gambit, which is looking very likely here considering the way the mine fight is going, it's really going to throw them behind because Ellie or Monks will be able to snowball this so quickly onto other nodes, and it's really just going to instantly throw a piece of ToL behind if they're not able to win their opening Gambit, which again is looking very likely here considering we've seen Nia get knocked out. We had, I believe it was Thishkin get taken down just a couple seconds ago, and as you're seeing now, Demon Lord's going to go down off point, leaving only Atrasty here, and we know Atrasty, unfortunately, is not going to be able to get Demon Lord back up, so with that said, more than likely, it looks like that we will be seeing Monks take a pretty big advantage here after, again, the points do wrap back around.
I don't know, Misha's still in downstate. Demon Lord's actually gone for vengeance. I think he's going to try and risk it for trying to kill Misha, but he's got to be careful because his HP is really low. They need to kill Misha very, very quickly to have the chance of coming out of this vengeance. Why are you not focusing on him?
Misha's in stealth. They can't find Misha. They don't know where he is here at the moment. Demon Lords go down, but look, Misha didn't actually get a tick onto him. Misha doesn't have a tick. Now Shad's going to come in. Shad's going to... Oh my goodness, this chicken has the potential to 1v3. Oh my god, can Ken 1v3? Oh, no. Tom's getting low. He's got no cleanses. He goes down. Misha's completely knocked out of here now. He's moving off the point. Shad's in the downstate, and now he's supported by Nia. And Shad is so mad. Oh, my goodness. Ken.
Oh, my God. The hero.
Ken taking the 1v3 mid-combat.
Blue. Pizza with Nutella are bringing it. 255 HP Monks at the moment, with Ken leading the fight there and Nia coming in as well. It's kind of funny how Nia's coming into the dead corpses of 55 HP Monks as he was kind of removed from that roster. But this is a really good look at the side nodes now, and even at mid, blue could be fairly strong. And even with their Guardian at mid, they still managed to get that mine fight in their favor. So good from them.
Indeed, let's check out what's going on over here at the Henge real quick. We were just taking a look at mid, but back over here at the Henge, we do have Misha on node here. Atrasty trying to make his way to the node too, but Shad is off towards the side. They don't have an eye on Atrasty yet, but now with him being spotted out over here towards mid, engaging on Misha, Shad will know his location very easily and be able to dive on here. But they've also got Mr. Demon Lord, which instantly gives the blue team the advantage in this matchup because they have Demon Lord there. But now it comes down to Demon Lord himself here because Atrasty got spiked down by Shad a couple seconds ago. Does have to go for the res. Thankfully, he hasn't jerked in, but that'll prompt the target switch by Shad, as well as going for Cluster Bomb Burst here onto Atrasty now. Unfortunately, again, due to Atrasty being a thief and not having much health in the downstate, it does pretty much guarantee the stomp with enough corpse sleep. But Demon Lord here as well, going to try his best to elongate this fight as long as possible. But with these two players going against him, unfortunately, they are just going to be able to kind of trade him down here from as big range as possible. And with that said, he'll get taken down, and red team will get back control of the Henge here in just a couple seconds.
Nia actually just killed Tom over on the mine as well, so nice little matchup there. Tom obviously being the guy that kind of replaced Nia in the 55 HP Monks lineup, and Nia going into that 1v1 and coming out on top as well. So kind of a nice little grudge match really, even though it's probably not in reality. But yeah, Ken's getting a little bit more focus now on him because they're seeing that he is very, very, very good in these team fights at the moment. And a couple of look at that magnet pull as well on car save there, just interrupting. I think he interrupted. I'm not too sure. But they need to try and keep the focus on Ken. He's really causing some massive problems for them.
Shad over here just knocks out Demon Lord back at the Henge. Thankfully, Shad is going to be able to escape from this as he does have Misha covering for him too, but they're actually just going to leave him in the downstate here. Pretty smart move again. He's off point. They've got a full cap on the node already. There's not really any real reason to stomp him out because he's not posing a threat to them anyway, so they're just going to leave him there. This will leave Tom somewhat vulnerable if Demon Lord gets rezzed right now by Atrasty, and yeah, Atrasty will come in and get the res, so Tom is going to have to try to come in and stop it, but that's not going to happen, and now they may be looking at a 1v2 here for Tom. But back in mid once again, this is the advantage that Monks got by leaving the corpse there and not choosing to stomp. Both Shad and Misha now both back in mid. The power combo for Monks here at the moment that they need to bring in here. They have that damage ready to go, and you can already see the effectiveness of it coming into play here with Zereldo getting bursted down by the two of them in just a couple seconds.
Yeah, it was good that actually Nia moved to the midpoint, because I think they did sense the danger that was coming into Zereldo. So Nia now coming onto the point, able to offer some healing. They've actually just got Shad down. Shad's actually having quite a lot of issues in this match at the moment. Really, really some big problems. They can get him down, although Ken's down as well. I'm not sure if the res was... Oh, I think that was a banner res there coming out from Demon Lord. Really nice, good job. That's the thing with blue. They've got so much utility, literally, with the resing 55 HP monks haven't got anything compared to that, and it's just really so useful, especially in these really long-winded fights. But again, I think Ken's gone down, so the focus really is on him at the moment. Karse is probably going to get that down with some significant stability and amount of boons there, but he's really actually still not down. They really need to focus the damage on him. Ken's actually getting risked by Zeraldo here. Half HP, there's a lot of cleave coming down. Are they going to risk the rest still? They're still going to go for it. They need to get some kind of knockback, some kind of CC. The oh god, the body trap, the booby trap, sorry, is out of cooldown, and Naya especially just gone down on point. I think it's going to start to end very quickly for blue.
Now look at how low Shad is though. Shad has to be so careful. We've seen this time and time again. Blue team actually has, for team fights, from what I've seen so far, a very smart comp to counter out what Monks is doing here. Pizza with Nutella. They've got Condi, which again is going to be able to melt the slippier. I don't even know if that's a proper adjective, but the slippery or whatever. The targets that are harder to catch in team fights, such as Shad as well as Misha. It's going to be really good for taking those guys down because they are mainly focusing on Condi damage instead of burst damage. They've got Atrocity to do the burst, but even he is a little bit more about annoyance than he is about just dealing direct damage. So with that said, they've also got a lot of guys that have the potential to deal pretty big damage to their squishier targets, like Demon Lord, that at the same time are also can act as kind of secondary bunkers on the point. So the comp that blue team is running here, it's very smart because it does very much so kind of counter out what the red team is trying to do here, and it should actually give them quite a bit of an edge in a lot of their engagements. And that's why I think that so many times where we've seen the squishier and the riskier characters on monks, such as Shad, such as Misha, getting knocked out in the team fights just due to that combination of those two factors.
I mean, look at they have some problems. Even Tommy's having some problems in this DD build.
Because there's so much Condi, and usually he saves his heal for actual heals because we're used to, you know, damage kind of being the primary focus of this meta. But now he's got to use the heals to cleanse Condis when he may already be at high health pools there. So it's really working very well for Pizza with Nutella at the moment.
They're doing some awesome stuff around this map at the moment. This is impressive. These guys have I think they've improved since Thursday. It's not even a joke. That's ridiculous how much better they've got since Thursday. I mean, Misha's down and over on the mine point at the moment. Shad's still up on the point at the moment. I didn't see what happened actually, sorry, with Atrasti over there. He didn't 1v2, did he?
I don't believe so.
Misha's
gone down. It might have been Naya might have been assisting with that because you can see Naya moving towards mid from that direction now. So it's very likely.
No, he came down. He actually came down into the map when Tommy was there and started to move back. I don't think he was there. So that would be impressive to see what happened. But obviously Shad just picking off that 1v1 over there, and he's going to let him bleed out on the point because they do have it indeed capped, and he will leave him to bleed. Currently having a look over on the hinge, still contested. This means that blue will be pushing ahead now, and it does potentially mean that there could be a couple of boss kills in the near future just to either push them ahead or to try and give them some extra stats here and there. It will be more about those 25 points, of course. So Shad's a little bit paranoid about leaving the mine at the moment. It is their close point, so he could probably just come out a little bit, but I think he's just waiting around to make sure that no one's going to push. Very paranoid probably about Naya, because Naya's just constantly having a look. But it looks like Atrasti is going to kind of go back over to the mine to maybe just risk another 1v1.
Meanwhile, back over here at the Hens, we're currently taking a look at Karse, who again, after we saw the quickness field being popped out there, Time Warp, once again from Misha, going absolutely ham to try and talk out some blue team members. But again, it's just not happening. Take a look at this. They're trying so hard to kill them, but they just don't seem to have the focus for it. Ken's been focused here for so long, but everything just seems to be wrapping right back around at them. Karse got so low there. He's trying his best to pull his members out. And good usage of the LOS as well as the hammer combo here too. Forced him to come around the pillar there, but at the same time, he was just able to knock him right back and then juke out. But Ken still putting so much pressure onto these guys and just causing this fight to go on and on and on. Meanwhile, back at mid, we also do have a fight happening here. Actually, no, we don't have a fight happening here. Misha going to be taking a free cap here in the next few seconds. And then back at the mine, Naya, after he took out Shad, prompted Atrasti to go to assist mid. So Naya will be getting a free cap on the mid. And thankfully, due to the victory here, Atrasti will be able to get on the mid in time to stop Misha from full capping. And back over here at the Henge, we've still got that team fight going, but it looks like it may be going in the favor of the monks here over the next few seconds.
Red team got a capture point.
I'm not sure why Naya left the point when he hasn't capped it there. Big mistake. Couple of points there lost just from a little bit of impatience probably actually. Oh, look at Misha just finishing off the thief on the blue team there. Unfortunately, I think he tries to get away. And pulled off the Great Sword 4 there to just take him down. So the big team fight going on still over at the Henge. Now, 55 need to think about this because the map is actually we're starting to lose time. We're down to about 4 minutes here. Now, if the game's going to continue how it's been going, we might not see Field 500, but we probably will. but it'll be very close to the mark. So some boss kills are really going to be something which is maybe both teams can think about, but they're so locked in these fights on the side points, really, just on Henge at the moment. It looks like Naya's actually going to try and contest mid. We are going to see Shad come into this fight as well. Shad probably aware, maybe he could sneak up and go for the mine, not too sure, try and get decap potentially.
And just to note too, we actually didn't catch on to this real quick, I actually just saw this, is that Shad's actually changed up his build from the previous rounds. He's running his Panic Strike build, which again, Panic Strike, for those who don't know, is a 5 1/4 second immobilize whenever you take a target down below 50% health on a 30-second ICD. So it's his very bursty build, but it's also his very squishy build. So this also would kind of help to explain why we've been seeing him get taken down a lot more easily in the team fights, but it also explains why we're seeing him do a lot more damage than in the past round.
They've got to be careful, Blue. They've made a bad decision here, because at the moment they've lost the fight at mid. Who's covering their only point that's bringing caps in? If they don't get over, look, Naya's running. Naya is running for her life at the moment, just legging it, thinking, we've just made a big mistake here. We shouldn't have pushed. We should have just held it, because Misha is going to get the decap. And look at Shad. Shad's coming in from behind.
Shad gets the immobilize off onto Naya. They're stopping his momentum and once again pretty much guaranteeing Misha getting the decap here. Naya's also going to have a lot of cleave coming onto him from Misha at range, and then Shad just causing the distraction over there too. So let's head over onto Naya's point of view. What is Blue doing? Oh,
good job. Atrasti is just
good communication as well.
He needs to get that decap. So important now, because the red team do have a 2-cap. Can he get it? Oh, Shad just nipped on there on the last cap. Blue have made such a big mistake in being too greedy, in my opinion. Carsey coming in to secure it, really to make sure it's okay. And then Ken's coming in to try and get some AoE damage down on the point to screw Shad over. I'm just having a look over at mine. Did they get the kill? Naya and Misha are in the current.
Naya will win this fight, though. Naya's gonna win this fight. But hold on, Shad's gotta come in. Shad needs to interrupt the pet res. Does not use his interrupt yet, but he does get the stomp off onto him, takes him down, and thankfully, again, due to Shad's last-second reinforcements, they do manage to win that fight. But again, had that have stuck to a 1v1, Naya would have easily won that, as he does have the pet res advantage.
Come on, Blue! You need to pull some.
They're about to lose their lead, 427 to 433. Carsape holding on to mid, but not holding on too well, though he does need additional reinforcement. Shad comes in, ganks Demon Lord, he's in the down state, but again, Time Warp also comes out in from Misha, knocks back Carsape out of the AoE chain, switching our point of view to Shad once again. They stomp out Demon Lord, only Atrasti and this chicken here. Shad's on a rampage here, knocks out this chicken. Powder Stomp gonna take him right out of play now, and leaving only Atrasti up and alive here in mid. Monks has come back, and they might take this game.
I think they're gonna take it, Blue, at the moment. Blue made a big mistake ever since they left the mine point, being really too greedy and just taking it now. The only way they're going to come back is if they can get 2 boss kills, and they need to get a cap as well, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think Blue team really know that they screwed up. That was such a big move, and 55 HP Monks really credit them for the patience that they had waiting for Blue to just be a bit too greedy.
Excellent small node scale fighting there towards the end of the game did the trick for 55 HP Monks, and as such they were able to come back in this game, win it 2-0, and as such they have now qualified for the Guild Wars 2 Tournament of Legends 2 Grand Finals towards the end of August. As for Pizza with Nutella, unfortunately they will not be qualifying. However, they do get a chance to win 3rd or 4th place prizing a little bit later on today, and that match will be coming up very soon, guys. But that is the end of this set, so we still have one more qualifying match to get to. That is going to be between High Impact and I Love Lunch. Jevro, how do we think that match is going to go?
I'm still trying to get over that one. I can't believe. I think the next game is just, you know, I didn't expect it to be so close between those two teams. I really think, you know, that the experience of Naya being with them, I think, you know, it really did help, and the actual quality that came out from Pizza, I've got to give it. If I had a hat on, I'd tip it, because they did so well. 55, of course, doing very, very well as always, but for Pizza to come back into that, really so good. Next game is gonna. I think that's gonna be a close one as well. I mean, I Love Lunch. You know, we see them a lot. ESL Weekly Cups. They've been around for quite a long time. Different rosters, of course. High Impact are very good. This is going to be a team that we've definitely got to look out for. And we said that, I think, about I Love Lunch a while ago as well. I think High Impacts are going to be one of those teams that could probably be in, you know, the top tier easily to like maybe take Team Mist and 55 HP Monks, maybe knock them down a couple of pegs, but still, I Love Lunch definitely got a good chance of doing the same thing.
Alright guys, well, one more reminder, make sure you're joining the discussion over at facebook.com/MissPedia. I believe we'll be doing a couple of gem giveaways as well as talking about the events we did have today over there. Also join the discussions over on the forums, and make sure you follow us at MissPedia to keep up with all of our stuff that we're doing here with the weekly cups and more beyond that too. Once again, my Twitter is at Dr_Blue, and Jebra's Twitter is at JebDanny. If you want to follow him, I think we may be doing some gem giveaways through there as well. So with that said, guys, we're once again going to take a short, about a 10-minute break here, and when we do come back, we're going to be bringing you the second qualifier match of the day, which once again will end up being between I Love Lunch and High Impact. That's coming up in about 10 minutes, guys. Stick around. And as well, we were giving away 2 llamas while we were away. I almost forgot to mention that. I was like, wait, I'm forgetting something. Llamas! Okay, so we're giving away 2 llamas on the next break, guys. Keep your eyes on the chat, and make sure you're following the channel, as we'll be giving those away while we're on the break. Be right back, guys.